Hello, dear friends. Hello, everybody. Before we start commenting the match between Moscow junior team and junior team from Israel, and to be more clearly, Ramat Gan City, let me read the letter of the president of Moscow Chess Federation, Sergei Lazarev. So it is the letter of the president of Moscow Chess Federation. Dear friends, greetings to the participants and guests of the international online meeting of the Moscow and Ramat Gan chess clubs. We are sincerely glad that this match is taking place on the official internet site of the Moscow Chess Federation, www.mckchess.ru, and we express our gratitude to the Ramat Gan Chess Club who was ready to play with us. Chess has a long history and has become an integral part of the world sport movement, a reflection of the national and cultural traditions of the different countries in which it develops. Today, chess is not only a sport, but also a way of life for millions of people around the world. In fact, the chess is a philosophy that allows becoming an attentive, responsible, thoughtful person. We know that online and offline chess have a big difference, but they all have one thing in common: the strong and big wins. I sincerely wish the participants of the meeting a successful performance and good play. Good luck to all of you and victories to the strongest. This President of Moscow Chess Federation, Sergei Lazarev. Yes, also, from my point of view, I would like to say big thank you to Sergei Lazarev and all people with the help of whom this match was organized, because from my point of view, these matches are very useful. Of course, one can argue that maybe Blitz game is not so useful as for example, classical games, but I would argue, I think that as a previous chess player in the past, I can say that when you know that the competition will be soon, you have a motivation to prepare. For example, imagine all these participants, what they did, for example, a week ago. They know that soon there will be a very strong competition. And what will they do? They want to prepare for this event. That is why these events are very important for all of us. And that's why I want to say big thank you to all who, with the help of whom this match was organized. Okay, let's start commenting this event. So I have a starting list of players who take part in this event. And what can I say? I can say that the level of players is relatively high. Despite the fact that we have a lot of young players here, many of them has a relatively high rating. For example, Yov Milikov, I'm sorry if I said his name not right, has a rating of 2,300. So it means that Milikov has a rating of FIDE Master. So it means that the level of players is relatively strong. That is why I think even from the point of view of chess progress, this match is useful to comment and watch. Now, for example, we can see the game of Lev Zverev. And Lev Zverev, if I'm not mistaken, was the champion of Moscow in the age under 10. That's why for me it's also very interesting to watch how best players of Moscow play against the best chess players from Ramat Gan. Okay, let's first of all look a little bit what we can see on the board. So the play of both players are very solid, as we can see. They know the theory. They play according to the modern theory. I would say it's some kind of Carlsbad structure. So as we can see that the white wants to do minority pawn attack. What we can say by this is that c6 pawn is a strong pawn, and in order to make this pawn weaker, the white wants to do b5 move in order to weaken the c6 pawn. But of course, Lev Zverev tries to defend and don't allow to go the b4 pawn on b5. So I like the way how both players are playing. I hope that during this game there will be as less mistakes as possible. Now Zverev wants to change bishops, light square bishops. There are some exchanges. I think that the position is relatively equal here. I think this game will be maybe long because the now position, it's some kind of a positional game. You can see here. We see that the black, that c5 square is weak on the one hand. Maybe but on the other hand, probably the white should. So c5 square is weak, and as we know, if there is a weak square, weak squares are an ideal place for knights. So maybe from the point of view of white, it is very useful to place their knight on c5 square. And Zverev maybe wants to have some chances on the king side. So I think h5 is a very good move. Zverev wants to play h4 in order to have some chances on the king side, because h5 pawn will help him to weaken the defense of white king. Probably he wants to play h4 pawn. I prefer to play for black here, to tell you honestly, because it's very difficult to have some real benefit from the weak c6 pawn, because c6 pawn is reliably defended by black pieces, and black has a relatively easy plan to play h4 and to have some counter chances on the king side. Okay, let's see some other games. I think this game is going to be interesting. I really like how the players are playing here. Let's see some other games. For example, you can see this game. What can we see here? Well, it's also players of strong level is playing here. So black decided to have quick development. So temporarily, I mean, so the white has extra pawn. Let's see from the beginning. It was Scandinavian defense, as we can see. I think usually in this position, usually people play chess players play either c6 or e6. g6 is also possible, but it's not a common move. Usually e6 is a more playable move, or c6. Okay. I think that the black should prove that they have some compensation for the pawn. Probably they missed the order of moves. Probably c6 or e6 was better in this position. But okay, in such positions, d5 pawn is very strong. That's why sooner or later, I think the next move of black will be e6 or c6. I guess e6. e6 in order to open the file for the black rook on the one hand, and on the other hand to deal with strong pawn d5. Okay, let's see some other games. Probably, as I said before, I don't know, for listeners who listened to me the first time, I want to say that before this match, another match took place here. Moscow junior team, just maybe an hour ago, around 1 hour ago, a Moscow junior team played against the junior team from Beirut. Beirut is the capital of Lebanon, and Moscow team won. And now it is the second match. Now Moscow club plays against chess players from Israel, and be more precise, from the city of Ramat Gan. And tomorrow there will be another very interesting event. Again, junior Moscow team will play against Johannesburg, and chess players from Johannesburg. Johannesburg is a capital of South Africa. So from this point of view, it's very good that despite the current situation in the world, I think that we have an opportunity to practice chess. And from this point of view, of course, chess is lucky, because for online chess, it's very easy to have online competitions. And not every, for example, we cannot play online in football or in other kind of sports, but chess can play online, and it is definitely it is a big advantage for chess that we have such a good opportunity. Okay, let's comment some games, and then I will. But before we continue commenting, let me tell you my aims during this comment. First of all, of course, I will comment this match. Secondly, my aim is to speak about how one can improve his level of chess. And thirdly, and this is also a very important aim, is to understand how chess can help in life, in a real life. And as I said in the previous match, there is even a book of Garry Kasparov, which is called Chess as a Model of Life. And in this book, Garry Kasparov tries to show how chess skills and abilities help people to be successful, not only in the game, but in real life. So if we, again, look at the letter of the president of Moscow Chess Federation, Sergei Lazarev, in his letter, he, for example, tells us that chess is a philosophy that allows becoming an attentive, responsible, and truthful person. What does it mean? Attentive and responsible person. Let me clarify his idea. I hope I clarify this idea correctly. Sergei Lazarev wants to say that chess helps to become attentive and responsible person. Now, attentive, I think it's very easy to understand, because if you want to be successful in chess, of course, high level of concentration is very important, because without concentration, it is impossible to be successful. And what we can say about responsible person? Responsible person, I think that it means that your every move in chess, it is a choice. It is a choice. For example, you have a choice of 3 moves. And so each your move is a decision. You have a choice, and each your move is a decision. And it is only you who is responsible for your moves. It is your game, it is your move, it is your mistakes, and it is your win or loss. And it is up to you whether you will win or lose the game. So it means that with the help of chess, one person can learn how to be responsible for his own game and how to be responsible for his own mistakes. And that's why we should be grateful to the chess, that it helps us to develop such very important qualities. So from my point of view, I also want to add that also chess helps to develop the skill of time management. because we have time. We cannot think a lot. On the other hand, we cannot do decisions too quickly, because if we do decisions quickly, then we can be mistaken. That's why we should try to find the balance, and we must understand when we should think more and when we should think less. So chess, to sum up, we can say that chess develops time management skills. Also, of course, I think that everybody knows that chess develops logical thinking. Also, chess develops your memory. Even I have several pupils, and they are relatively old, maybe more than 50 years old. I have one pupil, he's more than 50 years old, and he honestly told me that he wants to learn chess because he wants to defend himself from some diseases. Because you know that people with big age, maybe after 60 years old, they have problems with memory. Some people has problems, such maybe diseases as Parkinson disease, or maybe Alzheimer disease. And chess can help you to defend yourself from such diseases. That is why even old people can have a lot of useful things with the help of chess. Also, chess develops, as it was already been said, develops attentiveness, ability to do right decisions. So it is, I would say, decision-making process. So also, what is more important, I think, as for me, I am very grateful to chess because it helps me to control my emotions, especially after mistakes and after I lose the game. Only a strong person can control his emotions after mistakes. But okay, I will continue later. Let's see what happened in this game. In this game, the white won because of the passed pawn. They were able to win because c7 pawn is going to become a queen. So it means that the white won. Let's see what was happening. It was almost endgame, and as we know, in the endgame, we need to help our pawns to become queens. Okay, let's see some other games. What is the total score? Now we have 1 hour and 11 minutes left until the end of the match, and now total score currently 25 points. Moscow Club has 21 points against 15 points. Israel has 15 points, so currently Moscow Club is winning, but everything can change because both players have enough time to change the match. So I wish all the participants, first of all, good game and show their best. Okay, let's see some other games, maybe from players from Moscow Club. What can we see here? Just a moment. Dmitry, oh, it's international master, Dmitry, I wonder. So even very strong players are playing here. So what we can see here. So it was, yes, Caro-Kann defense, as we can see here. So the white has some space advantage, but the black tries to fight for the center, nevertheless. So it means here the white sacrificed the pawn, but on the other hand, the white has better development. But okay, how we can estimate this position? On the one hand, the black has extra pawn. On the other hand, the black has weak king. So it's some kind of a trade. it means that the black decided to eat the pawn, but on the other hand, they're ready to suffer despite the fact that the king is bad. Also, the black needs to finish their development. So I think that the main aim of black here is to take care of their king, and on the other hand, maybe to finish development. Also, I think that the exchange of queens would be good for black, but it's very difficult to achieve. I think you know this common rule that if you are under attack and if you have to defend, so one of the major tools of a defender is an ability to change attacking pieces of your opponent. So if you have to defend, try to understand which pieces of your opponent are dangerous and try to change it. Of course, it's much easier to say than to do, but nevertheless, you must understand that you have such aim. I prefer the position of white because I think that that the extra pawn is not so important as the position of the king, because now the white is going to activate their rook. Probably the next move will be rook d1 check, and so they have good development. The white has good development. Maybe just rook d1 is coming with an initiative. So I prefer the position of white. Let's see what will happen next. But I think that the position of white is more preferable. Okay, let's see some other games. What we can see here. Also, let's see the score. Oh, the score is changing. Now, the difference between the points of Moscow Club and the points of Israel is 10 points. Moscow Club has 26 points, and chess players from Ramat Gan has 16 points. So I think that, but we have more than 1 hour, so everything can change. That's why let's see some other games. And now Timur from Moscow Club has 4 points. So he gained more points than the rest of the chess players. So we should say thank you to Timur because he helps his team a lot. Okay, let's see other games. Maybe we can see the game of, for example, let's see this game, what we can see here. It's again, we already saw this game. So let's see another game because I already explained who is better in this position. That's why let's see another game. For example, Khachaturian Nadezhda. She plays against Gabizon. Yes, and Nadezhda again proves my idea because in the previous during previous match I told that that woman can play chess successfully as well as men, and Khachaturian Nadezhda proves my point of view because even Judith Polgar also proved that women can be as well successful as men. And the only difference is that the number of men chess players from the beginning is much more than the number of chess players who are girls. So I think that the main reason is just in this case. Okay, I think that the white here is going to win. The only hope for black is to have some kind of eternal check. Eternal check is a situation when one piece can check another party all the time. But I think now, no, I think that the white will win soon because they have extra piece and also a checkmate will come. No, it's a combination. Wow, Nadezhda is No. He played too fast. I think that was a mistake. I mean, in this position, he could change queens and have a winning pawn endgame. I think that in this position, both opponents played too fast. What can I want to say? That successful chess player must be able to control his time. Of course, usually during blitz game you should play fast, but sometimes when the position is very important, you can think more. I can call it as a critical moment of the game. So, what is the critical moment of the game? Critical moment of the game is a situation where it is very important to find the best move. And if you don't find the best move, you can have even a bad position. And so, for the successful chess player, it is very important that you can feel. Even I can say it feel that you can feel critical moment of the game. And if it is the critical moment of the game, then you should do your best to find the best move. So you can think even more time, you can spend more time, you can focus a lot, you can think a lot in order to find the best move. And vice versa, if, for example, the situation is simple and it is not the critical moment of the game, then there is no reason to think a lot. I think in this game, it is a mistake when the situation is simple, but you start thinking a lot. Think a lot only if the situation is critical and very important for you. If the situation is simple, try to play faster. So I want to say that in this game, Nadezhda played very interesting and sometimes even good, but she missed critical moment of the game. But of course, I can understand both chess players because they have lack of time. That's why they try to play fast. But this is also an art to know where you can save your time. I mean, to play fast and to know where you should think a lot. But okay, let's see other games. I think even in this game, the white has better chances because they have extra pawns. Also, g5 pawn is going to become a queen. That's why Nadezhda even now has good chances. Okay, let's see some other games. For example, we can see again the game of Timur. Timur plays against Gavrieli. Gavrieli has too little time. He's in time trouble, as we can see here. I think that Timur will probably win because he has good position. He has a passed pawn on b5, and also his opponent in a time trouble. Because when your opponent is in a time trouble, even equal position, one can win. But here he will win easily because passed pawn is very strong. Timur is not afraid of a discovered check. I think that king e7 was a mistake. I think Timur made a mistake. He had a winning position, and instead of playing on the quality of his moves, he decided to win by time. It's very, I advise you, very simple rule. When you have better position and you have more time, don't play on time. Play on position. You should remember that the chess, first of all, is a game not about time. It's a game about the quality of your moves. So your main aim is not to play fast. Your main aim is to play strong. And Timur played good, but at one moment he decided to play on time. Still now he can play, but of course he lost his big advantage. He could win very easily with the help of his passed pawn. But instead he decided to play on time, and now of course he has some problems. That's why the rule is very simple. When you have a winning position, try to play just strong. And also, I want to give you some advice to the young players that if you want to win your opponents with the help of time, so the best way to win your opponent with the help of time is to play strong moves. Because when you play strong moves and create problems to your opponent have to think a lot. And vice versa, if you play weak but very quickly, believe me, it's very easy for your opponent also to play quickly and weak. As for me, during my life, I played many times. For example, I play with my pupils, and I have, for example, 1 minute against 5 minutes. My pupil had 1 minute, 5 minutes. I have 1 minute, and we played, and they tried to win me by time, and they couldn't win me by time because they played sometimes too weak. And only those my pupils was able to win me when I had only 1 minute, played really strong. Not quickly, but very strong. So to sum up, very simple advice. When your opponent in a time trouble, just play strong. That's all. Very easy advice, but sometimes maybe some people forget about this very simple rule. And instead of playing strong, they decided to play weak and quickly. But okay, let's see other games. So our main aim is to have some, out of the games, we should have some interesting advices, as we had before, concerning time troubles. So let's see the games and to have some interesting conclusions. Oh, again, Dmitry is playing with white against Gal Shapira. And what we can see here, let's see from the beginning, it was Sicilian defense. It was Sveshnikov variation. Not Sveshnikov variation, we can call it Sveshnikov variation or, yes. Well, let's see, Sicilian defense, Sveshnikov variation. I myself played this variation in my childhood. And I can tell you that in the Sveshnikov variation, maybe one of the major problems of black is a d5 square, because d5 square is weak. Also, d6 pawn is also weak. But on the other hand, black also has some advantages. For example, the a3 knight is placed badly now, and it means that we can count how many moves the knight g1 played in Sveshnikov variation. Knight f3 1, knight d4 2, knight b5 3, knight a3 4. So knight played 4 times by 1 pieces. So it means that to some extent they wasted their time. So if we speak about Sveshnikov variation, we must take into account the weaknesses of d5 square, the weaknesses of d6 pawn. But on the other hand, we must understand that a3 knight is not a good piece now. This is why the right plan for white is to activate their a3, is to improve their a3 knight. For example, by playing c3 or c4, then knight c2, then maybe knight e3, and defending an important d5 knight. Think that the move bishop f6 is a good move, because the bishop helps d5 knight to control a weak d5 square. c4 also is a good move, is a contemporary theory, because contemporary theory, for example, 20 years ago, in this position, the main move was c3, with an idea of knight c2, maybe then a2, a4, then knight c2 on e3, and trying to control d5 knight. In the Sveshnikov variation, the major aim of black is to fight with a d5 knight. For example, for black, you should do short castle, then maybe bishop g5, knight e7, maybe knight b7, and to fight with this knight. Also, the move f7 and f5 is also possible in order to have an open file on f square. But okay, c4 is the contemporary theory. Maybe 20 years ago, c3 was the main move. Now c4 is the main move. Before, yes, is the right move. a5 is also possible, but even in this position, you can play short castle. Okay, a5 is a good move. Okay, I see that both opponents play relatively good because I myself played Sveshnikov variation. That is why I know main ideas of black here. Of course, the changes of bishops is good for white, because if we change bishops, then d5 knight will become strong. Bishop e6 is the right move, because if the white will eat on e6, then the black will play f7 pawn beats on e6, and with the help of e6 pawn, we ask the d5 knight to go away. And for black, and for white, it's very important. For white, it's very important to have d5 knight on d5, and the black wants to change or to ask the knight to go away from d5 pawn. b3, queen b8. Probably they want to place the queen on c5 square. Yes, I like the way how both players are playing. So I really see that two strong players are playing here. So, and they know what they're doing, both of them. So what I want to say that this match is really strong. So from both sides, we can see strong players here, and that's why, of course, I am very glad to watch the games of good players. But suddenly, now the black was able to change strong d5 knight. Okay, maybe also a good place for knight will be c5 square. But okay, now soon I will also will see other games after this, and also I will also begin to speak about other questions concerning chess. Okay, good play of both players. Thank you to Dmitry, thank you to Shapira. Both of them are playing well. It's a very good piece of news for us. Let's see some other games. For example, Uritsky from Israel. Let's see how he's playing now. And now he's playing against Sasha Arlov. I guess he's from Moscow club. Let's see what was happening in the game against Sicilian defense. Sicilian defense, but it's not open Sicilian. It's okay. What is it? It is a check. Slightly, I would say, dangerous move b3, because again, if you don't know the theory, if your opponent attacks you, try to just go away. But on the attack, he decided to answer with an attack, and of course, it is a dangerous move right now. Some changes. Interesting play. So it means that black decided to sacrifice their rook, but in return they have very strong attack. But I wonder, is it enough or not? Who is better? Probably the white is better, but they have some problems with the king. So again, we can see some kind of a trade. So the white has extra rook, but on the other hand, they have problems. The white has problems with their king, and also the black has good pawns on c2, which is wants to become a queen. But very complicated position. Probably I would prefer to play for white, but of course white needs to play very precise in this position. But it's just a matter of taste. What do you prefer? You prefer to have extra material, or you prefer to have active pieces and try to attack the king of your opponent. What I want to say that this match is very interesting because strong players are playing here. Okay, let's see the total score of the match. Oh, we see that Moscow Club is winning. Moscow Club currently has more points than Israel. So Moscow Club has 63 points against 32 points of chess players from Ramat Gan. So it means that now Moscow Club is winning. But we still have 47 minutes left until the end of the match. So chess players from Ramat Gan still has time to improve their score, to improve their position in terms of the total score. So let's see some other games. And if we look at players, we see that international master Dmitry gained 8 points. And Averин Nikolai also gained 8 points. So, and Khachaturian Marina has 7 points. So, in terms of chess players, now we have 3 leaders. It is Dmitry, international master Dmitry with 8 points, Averin Nikolai, and Khachaturian Marietta with 7 points. Okay. Again, Sveshnikov variation, funny. I think that Sveshnikov variation is now, chess players like this variation. I wonder why, but okay. But to tell you honestly, even Magnus Carlsen from time to time plays Sveshnikov variation. Though some players says that they don't like this variation, but of course it depends on your taste. It's up to you whether to play this variation or not. And first of all, when you choose which opening to play, you should first of all rely on your preferences. So if you feel this position, if you like this position, of course play it. One of the possible mistakes is when the pupil, when a chess player plays some opening just because other players plays this opening. You should play those openings which you like. You should play those openings which you feel. And only in this case you can be successful. If you don't feel the opening, if you don't like the opening, don't play this. So again, this position is very complicated. So the black can play knight c2 check. And then, for example, knight c2 check, then they can eat the rook on a1, but so they can play so, for example. Why not? Let's calculate, for example, knight c2 check, and in this case, but by the way, now I can say good words concerning Yely Milikov, because now he understands this crucial moment of the game, and he spends some time in order to calculate knight c2 and to be sure that this move is good. So it means that Yely Milikov has a feeling and he has an understanding of of such notion as critical moment of the game. So, despite the fact that it was a blitz game, he found time and find the best move, and now he has extra material. This is what I want to say to you, that you must feel a critical moment of the game. And as I can see, Yuri Melikov has such a feeling. He understands what does it mean, critical moment of the game, and when he see that now it is important critical moment of the game, he is ready to think a lot, and he is ready to focus and find the best move. And vice versa, if it is not critical moment of the game, if it is a simple position, you can play faster and to save time and energy. Okay, let's see some other. So thank you to these players, because with the help of this game, we was able to remember what is critical moment of the game. So what else can we see here? For example, we can see Khachaturian Mariette. Okay, we already saw her game. Let's see some other players, maybe Nick Pak. What can we say about Nick Pak? Gal Shapiro plays against Nick Pak. What do we have here? We have that. On the other hand, the white has a rook against the knight and the pawn. On the other hand, this pawn is a passed one. But as we know, the ideal place for rook is to be behind the passed pawn. So now a5 pawn is reliably controlled by a7 rook. So I think that that the white is better because they have extra material. But on the other hand, yes, I think the white is better because it's not easy to promote. It's very difficult to promote a5 pawn. That is why I prefer white here. So I think that Gal Shapiro has more chances here. But on the other hand, Nick Pak has more time. So let me say some important things. What from my point of view, when we speak about the chances which influence the result, we should take into account not only the position but also the time. When I spoke with Farrukh Amanatov is a very strong grandmaster, and he told a very interesting thing. And he told me that if you have much more time, for example, in classical games, he told me that if you have more time, for example, if you have 40 minutes more than your opponent during classical games, it's can be equal that you have almost extra pawn. Of course, this point of view is very arguable. Maybe I don't agree with this point completely, but the general idea is right. Is that the amount of time that you have also influence the game very much. Also, it's very important that you have enough energy. But for example, Magnus Carlsen is a world champion, but some people says that he's also a champion of the last hour. So what do I mean by the last hour? I mean that professional chess players usually must be able to play 5 and sometimes 6 hours. And when it is the last hour of the game, of course, players can be tired. And because and Magnus Carlsen is very fresh, even Magnus Carlsen have enough energy even when it is the end of the game, because he is very how to say, he has enough energy to play strong even when it is the last hour of the game. And some other players can become tired when it is the end of the game. And you must be sure that you can play successfully in chess during 5 hours. Now we speak about classical games. Because if you're not ready to play many hours, you can be tired. And when you are tired, you cannot play strong. So what I want to say is that besides chess preparation, your physical preparation is also very important. Also, I have many friends among grandmasters, and some of them told me that, but I agree with them completely, that in order to be successful in chess, you must be prepared in terms of 3 factors. So the first factor, of course, is your chess preparation. It means that in terms of chess, you must be very good. But besides chess preparation, you must be good in terms of physical preparation. It means that you must be able to play for many hours and be ready in terms of your physics. And the last very important preparation is a psychological preparation. What do we mean? It means that you must be able to control your emotions. Now, for example, a good example of ability to be prepared in terms of controlling your emotions is, for example, your attitude towards mistakes. Some, I would say, not strong players, when they do mistake, they become angry. They become angry, and instead of thinking what to do now, they start thinking about their mistake. So let's imagine some simple situation. Let's imagine that you play chess and you have a good position. Maybe you played for white, and after opening you have some advantage after opening. You think that everything must be okay. I have white pieces, I have an advantage, maybe I want to win. But then suddenly you made some mistake and your position became slightly worse. And in terms of controlling your emotions, what this not strong chess player starts to do? He starts to regret. He starts to be angry. And instead of thinking what to do now, so instead of to be focused on the present and what to do now, he starts to be angry with himself. He can say, wow, my position was so good, and now it is not good. How I could do such a mistake? And as a result, he can do another mistake. And now his position is much worse. And again, instead of to be focused on the present, he can be focused on the past. And after all, his position is ruined, and the game is lost. And that is an example of, I would say, psychological preparation, because any strong players must be able to play well even in bad positions. And on my own experience, I can say that when you do a mistake, you must forget about this mistake and be completely focused on the present move. All your efforts must be focused only on the present. Also, concerning psychological preparation, I can recommend you, for example, the book of Robin Sharma, and he has a bestseller, and his bestseller is called A Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Ferrari, I think you know, is a very expensive car. So a monk who sold his Ferrari, Robin Sharma. And in his book, Robin Sharma tells us that the problem of many people is that they don't think about the present. During the present, they either regret about the past, I mean, they're angry with the past, or they're afraid of their future. And their fears about the future give them less energy. So I want to say that in order to be successful, you need to forget about the past, don't be afraid of the future, and be completely focused on the present. Only in this case you can be successful. That's why I recommend his books. And chess, what I like chess is it's a very good opportunity to practice, to be able to control your emotions. Also, it's very important to be able it's very important to have right attitude towards losers. For example, you lost the game, and you must be ready to play the next game. And here, I would like to say some words of Garry Kasparov. Somebody asked Kasparov, "What do you do after you lost the game?" And Kasparov answered, "After my bad games, for example, I lost my game. After this, I try to win the next one." So after losing the game, Kasparov tries to win the next game. So what does it mean? It means that he forgot about his past and completely focused on the present or on the future. Also, I like the concept of Capablanca. Capablanca is the third world champion, and he also told us very interesting ideas. He told us that you must lose a lot of games. To be more precise, Capablanca told us that you must lose many hundreds of games before you become a real master, before you become a strong chess player. So what does it mean? That when you lose the game, it's not a lost game. It's an experience. It's a lesson that becomes you stronger. So with this attitude, you can become a successful person. And the last idea, before I will continue commenting, it's a contemporary example. I also like Vladislav Artemiev. Vladislav Artemiev is a grandmaster. He has a rating of more than 207. He has a rating of more than 2,700 ELA points, even more. He is one of the best chess players in Russia. And I think that he is among top 20 chess players in the world. And what is more important is his attitude towards losing games. When he was young, Vladislav Artemiev, of course, from time to time, he also had to lose games. And when Vladislav Artemiev lost the game, he shake the hand of his opponent and said to his opponent, "Thank you for the game." Vladislav Artemiev, after losing the game, said to his opponent, "Thank you for the game. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the lesson. I congratulate you with the win." So can you imagine? Artemiev lost the game. He's ready to shake the hand of his opponent, and he's saying that I congratulate you with the win. Thank you for the lesson. It's a very good philosophy. So it means that nobody for you is an enemy, but everybody is a teacher for you. And every situation is also a teacher for you. And of course, with this right philosophy, with this right attitude towards losing the games, it's very clear that I'm sure that this philosophy helped Artemiev to become successful chess player. But okay, let's turning back to the commenting games. Maybe I will continue this later. Let's see some other games. We can see that Gal Shapira won Nick Pak. Again, it was the end game, and with the help of passed pawns, he was able to win this rook endgame. Let's see some other. What can we see here? Okay, just 30 minutes left until the end of the match, and the players from Ramat Gan was able to resist because they have 74 points. And Moscow Club has 91 points. So chess players from Ramat Gan still have some chances to equalize the match, because they have 30 minutes to have some extra points, to gain some extra points. And in terms of players, we can see that the most successful chess players is Yonatan Yuritsky and Averin Nikolai. They have 12 points. And Yeli Milikov, who knows about the concept of critical moment of the game. He has 10 points. Also Khachaturian Nadezhda has 10 points. And Lev Zverev also has 10 points. Okay, interesting match, because I can honestly say that the level of chess players is relatively strong. They do their best. So let's see some other games. For example, let's see the games of Yonatan Yuritsky. What we can see here, it's just the beginning. It is again, it is a Caro-Kann defense, exchange variation. Okay, let's see what else. Averin Nikolai. What can we see here? Averin Nikolai. Again, it is Caro-Kann defense. It's funny that in this match, some openings are the same. So we can see that the participants of this match likes Sveshnikov variation in Sicilian defense, and also they like Caro-Kann defense exchange variation. I wonder why is it so? Why they like the same openings? Maybe interesting fact, I would say. I think in this position, the white could play also h3 move in order not to let the c8 the bishop to do the pin on g4. But okay, let's see what was next. I think for white it's a rather solid game, because they have almost no weaknesses except b2 pawn. The white has no weaknesses. I think. What else do we have? Solid game from both players. Okay. I think from the point of view of black, again, they can try to they should try to play before, sooner or later. You know, it is called pawn minority attack. Pawn minority attack. It means that they should play not immediately, but to prepare the move before. From the point of view of white, of course, there is a rule that you should play where you are stronger, and definitely here the white is much stronger on the king side rather than on the queen side. From this point of view, I think that h4 pawn is a good idea. Not right now, but of course we should escape changing queens. I think for white there is no reason to change queens, because as I already told you before, if you want to attack, you should save your queens. If you want to defend, then change your queens. If you want to attack, save your queens. That's why queen f4 is the right decision. If I play for, I think I like the position of white. So if I had a choice, I would probably prefer to play for white. And I think that the right plan for white here is the move h4 with an idea of h5. Then probably g3 is possible. Then king g2, and then castle h1. And after that, castle will be able to join an attack. So the right plan, let me repeat the right plan for white: h4, pawn h4, pawn h5, pawn g3, king g2, and castle a1 goes on h1. And because h file will be opened after the change of h5 pawn on g6 pawn, the castle on g1 will help to attack. So in such positions, I play in this way. That's why I think that. But again, the black wants to change queens. Definitely, the white shouldn't. The white shouldn't change queens. Probably queen d8. Queen d8. The black can again try to change queens. It's an interesting game. The black wants to change queens, and the white doesn't want to change queens. But when the white will have time, of course, the h4 h5 pawn plan is coming. But okay, let's see what do we have else. What I guess probably now, I don't think that the white should repeat position. Of course, we shouldn't change queens, but of course to repeat the position 3 times, also the white shouldn't do it, because 3-time repetition will mean a draw. But I don't like the position of, but it means that the queen on h4 doesn't let h2 pawn to goes on h4 and on h4. That's why, to sum up, the queen don't help h2 pawn to go further. To tell you honestly, I think that sometime maybe the white could play more precisely, because again there is some kind of a game that the black says to the white, let's change queens, and the white says, no, I don't want to change queens, and this game is continuing for several moves again. Okay, let's see other games. Let's see total score. First, let's see total score. Total score is Moscow Club has 200 points and 100 point and 6, and players from Ramat Gan has 83 points. So, and it is 22 minutes left. So I guess that Moscow Club has a good chance to win, because only 22 minutes left, but nevertheless, chess players from Israel did their best and was able to fight good against Moscow Club. Okay, let's see some other games. Let's see, for example, again, Melikov, because I like this player, because as I have already said, this player knows how to manage his time, and this player knows what is meant by the notion of critical moment of the game. He knows when, but we have, now we see another game. Lev Zverev from Moscow Club plays against Ori Yanev. Okay, this is Sicilian defense. The black has weak pawn on d6. I think that white is better here because of the pawn d6, which I think that. But okay, the black tries to do try to find some counterplay on the queen side. So queen b1 is a typical move. In order to, yes, it's a very solid move. Okay, let's see some other games. For example, what can we see else? What else can we see? Let's see, for example, the games of Lev Zverev you have already seen. Averin Nikolai. Let's see the games of Averin Nikolai. But already saw this game. So the attack of white is not so strong as we hoped. But still, if we see at this position, I think that one of the major advantages of white here is the light square bishop. And of course, the knight. Of course, if we compare d3 bishop with the b7 bishop, definitely d3 bishop is much better. Again, I think g5 is a bad move, because I think that bishop d3 is happy with the fact that the light square diagonal is opened. But knight e4 is an interesting idea to block d3 pawn. But of course, sooner or later, the white can play f3 and open the diagonal. I think that the white has good chances to win. How can I tell you that? I think that the white have good chances to win because of the two factors. First of all, they have better position. Secondly, they have more time. As you can see, the black has only a few seconds, and Averyn Nikolai has almost 2 minutes. And besides that, he also has better position. That's why I believe that the white will win soon. Also castle h3 was possible, but Averyn Nikolai made a mistake. As I told you before, instead of doing the best move, he decided to play fast. As you can see, they again do the same mistake. Because Averyn Nikolai saw that his opponent has too little time, and he decided to win him with the help of the time, forgetting the fact that the best way to win your opponent with time is to play strong moves. Strong moves, not quick moves. For example, instead of playing castle f3, he could play castle h3. Castle h3 and then eating a very important h6 pawn. That's why, again, let me give advice for young players. When your opponent in a time trouble, play strong. Don't play quick and weak. Think a little bit more. Think more. Play strong. Because if your opponent in a time trouble and you think more and play strong, it means that you create difficulties to your opponent. And in order to solve these difficulties, your opponent needs time. But he has no time. That's why you will probably win. Nevertheless, I believe that Averyn will probably win. But again, I want to ask Averyn Nikolai not to play fast, but to play strong. And to create difficulties. Maybe knight g5 is coming now, and he will win soon. Yes. Yes, finally, yes, as I told you, Averyn must win because of the time and position. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back and see other games. Just 16 minutes left until the end of the match. Let's see, maybe again, Yeli Melikov. He plays against Margarita, 2006. So what we can see here, let's start from the opening. What was the opening? Some kind of old Indian defense. Yeli Melikov played fast. Probably he saved time until the crucial moment of the game, critical moment of the game. They change queens. So what can we say about this position? No. And what about c7 pawn? It means that now the white has extra pawn. So it means that the white is better due to material advantage. But okay, let's see some other games. Probably we'll find another interesting games. I hope so. Lev Zverev, it's another game of Lev Zverev. Yonatan Yuritsky. I wonder how he's playing. Yonatan Yuritsky is playing against Dmitry. So what do we have here? I think it's a very important skill to be is an ability to estimate position, to understand who is better. So here we can see that the black has extra pawn. So I think that the black is better, but of course they are in a time trouble. So taking into account that the black is short of time, I think that everything can be happen here. That's why in terms of material, white is better, but in terms of time, from the point of view of time, black is better. That's why everything can happen in this game. So let's see what will happen later. Okay, let's see some other games. Spaceman, let's see him a little bit. Spaceman plays against Liad Zaidner, and Liad Zaidner in a big trouble from the point of view of time. So in a blitz game, of course, you should play fast, but on the other hand, it's very bad when you have less than 1 minute and your opponent have more than 4 minutes. Even if your position is equal, it's very easy. It's very difficult to play when you have so little time. So I think that the main problem of white is their time. I think so. That's why Spaceman. Okay, Spaceman is probably will win because he has solid position, and his main advantage is his time. Liad Zaidner now in a time trouble. It means that they will have to play fast, and she will begin playing faster, and because of their fast game, probably the probability of your mistake will rise. That is why I incline to think that Spaceman has good chances to win because of the solid position and a big advantage in time. Okay, what else can we see? Khachaturian Marietta, the games of Khachaturian Marietta we have already seen. Let's see maybe Leonid Kretov. It's a Moscow chess player. He is playing against Bialik. So what is it? Okay, it's just opening, beginning of the game. Yes, the white has a center. They're finishing their development. Okay, maybe we will turn to this position slightly later. Let's see Zverev. Lev Zverev. It's again opening. Carlsbad structure. No, it will take time because I think both players knows how to play in such positions. So probably they will play fast because it's a theoretical structure. Carlsbad structure is a well-known structure, and I think that both players knows how to play here. Probably they will prepare b4 move, b4, b5. As I have already said, it is a pawn minority attack. Okay, Zverev likes to play b5 in such positions. In the previous game, he played b5 in a similar position, but probably okay. Let's see some other games. Leonid Kretov we have already seen how he played. Khachaturian Nadezhda. Let's see Khachaturian Nadezhda. So it means the two sisters are playing here, Khachaturian Nadezhda and Khachaturian Marietta. Two sisters are playing for the Moscow team. Khachaturian Nadezhda. Oh, again, we see that Gal Shapiri in a time trouble. And what can we say about the position? Yes, it's a wise decision to change queens, because if white will be able to change queens, I think they will have good chances to win. Due to the time trouble of Gal Shapira. And the only hope of Gal Shapira is to have some attack. Maybe knight g4 is a risky move, but possible. It's a trap. It's impossible to play queen h5 because of the bishop h2 check. No, it's okay. I mean that it's a good piece of news that the white didn't eat the pawn on h5 because of the discovered check on f2. Okay, let's see some other games. What can we see? Okay, the total score is, let me tell you the total score. Moscow Club has 129 points, and chess players from Ramat Gan has 92 points. And it is only 9 minutes left until the end of the match. So I can say that Moscow Club is going to win this match, but Ramat Gan was able to show very good resistance. So what we can see? Okay, let's see other games. For example, we can see that Lev Zverev is playing against Alon Sabel. And I guess that Lev is going to win because he has extra material, and the king of white is in danger. So Lev will win. I think so. So what about Aver Nikolai? Aver Nikolai, just the beginning of the game. Again, it was a French defense, exchange variation. So, okay. What else can we see? Timur, what can we say about his game? Timur is playing against Ido Sobelli. And what can we see here? Some kind of a London system we see here. No, I think they will play alone. I think that the bishop of black is bad, and the position of white is better. No, I don't like this move because this move improves the position of black bishop. Of course, e7 pawn is temporarily weak, but the bishop c6 is happy because now he can see open diagonal. Okay, let's. We have only 6 minutes left. The Moscow Club is winning, but let's sum up and let's do some interesting conclusions. So we watched many games. So what can I advise to the young players? First of all, as I already said, I advise that when your opponent in time trouble, don't try to play fast. So instead of playing fast, try to play strong. You can even, for example, imagine that your opponent has maybe 20 seconds. You have maybe 3 minutes or 2 minutes. So instead of playing fast, try to play strong. You can think even 20 seconds per move or 15 seconds per move. But your aim is to create problems. So the best way to win with the help of time is to play strong and to create problems for your opponent. Never play fast and weak when your opponent in a time trouble. So this is my first advice. Instead of playing fast and weak, think more, play stronger, play strong. This is my first advice. What other advices can I tell you? Another advice is that critical moment of the game. What do I mean? I mean that during the game we have some simple decisions and there are some positions which are very important. So what is critical moment of the game? A critical moment of the game is a situation when you need to find the best move. And if you find the best move in a critical moment of the game, your position can become good. If you don't find the best move, your position can become bad or not so good. So it is that is why it is very important to feel this critical moment of the game. And for example, Yeli Milikov, I liked his game when there was a very difficult situation. and he spent more than 30 seconds and found the best move. And after that, so Yuri Milikov felt that it is critical moment of the game, and instead of thinking just a few seconds, he thought around 30 seconds, almost half of the minute, and found the best move. And after that, he had extra material. So advice is very simple. Try to feel and see critical moment of the game, and during critical moment of the game, try to find the best move. And if your position is simple, just play good and fast. So in a simple position, there is no need to find the best move. You can find even good moves. And as I said before, on chess.com, if you analyze your games on chess.com, chess.com divides all your moves into several categories: best moves, good moves, normal moves, inaccuracies, then blunders and mistakes. And my question is very simple: what is better, to find 10 best moves and then to do one very big mistake, or to find just 11 good moves and no mistakes at all? Of course, to find 11 good moves is much better than to find 10 best moves and one very big mistake. Now just imagine that you found 10 best moves and then you did big mistake and missed your queen. So I think that in this case you will probably is going to lose the game. And in a different situation, if you don't do any mistakes at all and do just good moves, you have good chances to win. And when we speak about blitz game, it's very important just not to do big mistakes during the whole game. If you can do it, you can win almost even strong player you can win if you do not